Here I've got a very basic layout, and in this sketch I'm just showing how to manually increment the brightness of the LED using my analogwrite function in Arduino. I'll go up to say 250. So at the moment I'm sitting on 20. Brightness of the LED is very dim. A little bit hard to tell with the camera here, but it's only just glowing. And down on my PWM, you can see here I'm on a 1 millisecond time division, and I'm sitting on 2 volts per division, and we're looking there at quite a long period of off and a very small period of on. So my mark is what they call on, and my space is what we call off. So my mark space ratio, less mark, the minimum mark, and maximum space. I couldn't really go down less than 20. It wasn't stable on my screen at these settings. So I'm now just going to move it up. We should see the brightness of the LED increasing as well. A little bit hard to see there, but it's only just glowing. So I'll take it up now to 100. And just down to upload on that. And we'll see now that the LED brightness has increased. And you'll see now that my mark space ratio has altered. It's almost 50-50 at the moment. A little bit less of the mark and a little bit more of the space. It's just under half the power under PWM for the LED at the moment. A little bit hard to see how much brighter it is, but we'll see what happens when I take it up to say 200. Okay, just uploading at 200. And we should see increased brightness, which we have done. Now you'll see on the scope that my mark is on longer and my space is now shorter. So this is now showing you the change to my mark space ratio, on longer and off shorter for my PWM. Let's take it a bit higher. Let's go up to 250. Let's go to 250, which is pretty close to full power. Oh yes, that's looking brighter. My scope didn't like that too much. Let's bring it back a little bit. I'll bring it back to 245. I don't really want to adjust my time base, so I'm just going to go back a little bit further to 240. See if that does it. Back to 200 again, see what's going on with my scope. Okay. Without doing anything to my setting, at 200 it's sitting quite nice, showing mostly on time. Let's just take it up a little bit slower. I'll go to 210, see if the scope can handle that. Yeah, the scope is still stable. Just a little bit of the space showing now. Let's go up to 220. See where it loses its stability. Okay, still settled there quite nicely, just a little bit of the space showing. Let's go to 225. Okay, it's still managing that. Mostly on time, as you can tell. Let's try it at 230. 230 now. Okay, still seems to be handling it. We'll go to 235, and that might be as far as we can get without the scope losing its stability there. I think I'll just leave it at that setting there. It shows you quite clearly as we move up through the count of 0 to 255 how our mark space ratio is altered as well. Hoping this gives you a little bit of a better idea of PWM as used with the analogwrite function on the Arduino. This is pretty much the minimum code that you need to get this running to achieve this one. You'll see here I've set up my my pin is pin 9 down here. I'm using pin 9 as my output. Just got a little standard resistance and series with my LED. Maybe I could have changed my LED color. I'm using a white LED. Maybe the red one might have been a little bit more clear to follow. Here I've put down my integer value bright. I've left that so that I can enter in manually the value. Down in my setup, I'm just saying that for pin mode, pin which is 9 as an output. So I've set that up in my setup. Then down here in my loop, I'm just saying on a continuous loop using the analogwrite, I'm saying pin 9, that's the output, is equal to the value what is set under bright. So just saying pin bright. So is it set up here? By changing that number from 0 up to 255, I'm adjusting the mark space ratio and therefore adjusting the brightness, or the power if you like, the power output of my LED. If I had a little DC motor running on here, you'd see the RPMs changing as we get more and more closer to the full power, as I'm showing here on the scope. I'll probably do that on a later video. I'll set up a little DC motor. That might be a little bit easier to notice with the RPMs varying as we get further and further up to 255. Brightness is a little bit hard to pick up on the camera. Anyway, hopefully this wasn't too long. I do appreciate you taking the time out to view my videos. I appreciate each and every one of my subscribers, and We're in lockdown here at the moment in Auckland, New Zealand, so I'm just using that time indoors, playing with my little Arduino and enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. Just sort of self-taught, so nothing too special, but I am intending to go further through and hope to show some PID, proportional integral and derivative control. I'm just making up some little models to demonstrate the effects of that in the future. I'll see you in the next one.